For more on the Iranian elections, I spoke to political analyst Milad Jokar. I asked him about the turnout and the need to providing voter extensions.
Well, this is a good sign because if you have a lot of people going to vote, this may have a significant impact in the results of the election. As any country in the world, mostly the conservatives or hardliners, they go to vote. So if you have more people going to vote, this will probably change the result of the elections because you will have more moderates or reformists who will be able to get some positive results. Then I do not think that this can lead to a total takeover of parliament by moderates in the Iranian parliaments, but it will lead to many more seats for the camp of President Hassan Rouhani.
And so I want to get more into the different parties, the different factions, as you've already kind of outlined them. But all too often, I think we focus on the candidates and not the issues. And I'd like to talk to you a little bit about the key issues. The economy, obviously, a big piece of this. Unemployment still high. Can you set the table for us? What are voters thinking about as they go to the polls?
Well, here's how Iran looks like. When Ahmadinejad left the office, the economic growth was minus 6.8%. 2 years after Rouhani, it went up to 2.1%, and the expectation for next year is around 5%. If we take a look at inflation, when Ahmadinejad left the office, it was 45%, and under Rouhani, 2 years after, even before the lifting of sanctions, then this inflation rate is now 12%, which means that even before the lifting of sanctions, the administration of President Rouhani has done a positive job to stabilize the economy. And on top of that, he fulfilled his promise to lift the sanctions, which means that now there needs to have a transfer from this positive result to the representation, the Iranian representation in parliament. So these are the main topic when it comes to the economy. And if we take a look at the hardliners, they're mostly talking about slogans like the infiltration of Western powers. There's no real, agenda, economic agenda when it comes to those elections for the hardliners.
So if the reformists and the moderates do well in this election, what's the likely outcome of that? How does that shape the direction of Iran moving forward?
Well, this can lead to a different dynamic. It does not mean that it would change overnight, but if President Rouhani introduces a bill in parliament, it means that he will have much more support. It does not mean that it will go through directly, because you have then the body that takes care of the constitution to see the constitutionality of those reforms. But it may change the dynamic in the sense that he will have more support, less obstacles, and this can bring new issues on the societies, economy, or human rights, women's rights as well.